Hello everybody, welcome back to the Slurp YouTube channel. Yes, we are back again with yet another trailer for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Yes, in today's video we are going to be breaking down and explaining in a frame-by-frame analysis of the brand new trailer, which interestingly Universal Pictures have uploaded as official trailer 2. Now why that is interesting, you might be asking? Well, a lot of trailers nowadays usually go with the teaser trailer, official trailer, then final trailer. This one, like I said, is titled as official trailer 2, so that might mean we still have one more trailer to get to. Again, this one, which you'll see when we go through with our breakdown analysis, has, you know, a bit of a teasery feel still. It's a couple more storyline points that you'll see in this breakdown, but still very loose, but they're still very much leaving things up in the air, so there'll still be a lot of surprises when the movie releases, I'm sure. So without any further ado, let's get in to this trailer breakdown. So as we start the trailer, we of course open up in the security office with all the cans. We've seen a shot slightly like this in another trailer, but what is interesting here is that we've got nobody man in the desk. So we don't know if this happens early in the film or when Josh Hutcherson's Mike is already taken on the security job. So we move forward a little bit. So then we can see the cameras are switching around the pizzeria. That looks like, is that the main stage? Got a hallway, which again, it looks slightly different to the games, but that's okay. It's probably how it should look in live action, to be fair. We can expect things to look slightly different. Then we jump to this scene, which actually gives us one of our first sort of really good hints of what the storyline or how the pizzeria is going to exist in this film. We can see a band of characters, one who has been very vocal down there in the background, which I believe is called Hank, that character. He has become, I'll put his Twitter page on screen, has become a very vocal part of the Five Nights at Freddy's community. Obviously because of the ongoing strikes, he hasn't been able to discuss it as much as he used to, but nevertheless has been a very important part of the community. So now, storyline-wise, what does this scene mean? Now, it looks like they are breaking in to what we'd have to assume, I guess, given what they're doing, open ATMs, getting money out of arcade machines. Have we got anything in the background? Any interesting bits? The pizzeria, so they're breaking in and smashing and ransacking the pizzeria. Obviously, it looks somewhat abandoned at this point, but probably a lot of old coins, miscellaneous, still intact. So this is setting up that obviously there's hoodlums ransacking the pizzeria at night, which is going to need, even if it is abandoned, require a security guard to come and work here to stop this sort of thing from happening. Now, what's interesting here is what is behind these doors, and this is going to lead to what will be, I guess, kind of our first jump scare attack of this trailer at least. So something's in there, opens, oh, nothing in there. And then this character, I don't know if we've got casting on this guy. I don't ever remember him popping up in any of the behind the scenes episodes that we've wrote. But there we go. We get a really, really good shot of Chica and Mr. Cupcake there. And there we go. That's a shot that we've seen in the previous trailer. But you might remember from this week's behind the scenes, if you did watch that, Mr. Cupcake has been called one of the crew's favourite animatronics in this film. So, and we're going to go on to see why that is. So obviously horrified by this and straight towards his victim. We think, is that Chica getting him? But no, it's Mr. Cupcake, and that is giving serious Gremlins, Krampus, even a little bit of Scary Movie energy as Mr. Cupcake attacks. Now we get Universal Blumhouse logos, and we first hear from William Afton, who we believe to be William Afton. Obviously is going under a different name here. I have a job for you. A piece of cake, really, which is playing off to Mr. Cupcake. So we see Mike and Abby entering the pizzeria. We've seen this shot before in the previous trailer. We get like a little bit of a longer shot here. It zooms in towards what will probably be our two main antagonists. It looks like Abby might have a sleeping bag there, so plan to stay the night for sure. So this obviously going to follow on from the fact, like we said, that there's going to be people ransacking, trying to take money from the pizzeria, and we're calling in night security guard to look after the place and protect against these kind of attacks, I guess. Although the last attack was during the day, which is, again, I guess another interesting point, is that these animatronics are roaming during the day. Wow, I just thought of that. So William Afton says it's a security gig, and he's playing it up. We love Matthew Lillard in this. So there's Mike looking at the security cameras. Slightly different shot to what we've seen before. Abby heading over to the main stage, and we get another shot that we have seen before, but we still love it. The red, or more look yellow eyes there. And if you watch behind the scenes, which is a great news source for this sort of information on our channel, you will know that the rumor is there's going to be 4 different modes of the animatronics eyes, so they will change depending on the situation. Really cool old school poster, and that's of course Vanessa talking, who's going to play another important role just in a minute as we continue throughout this trailer, because she says something very interesting, which is starting to get at least me thinking in terms of where the storyline could be going. Have you met them yet? Now, we've heard that line before, but what we get in return this time is a much better look at all of the animatronics that are featuring. So she actually takes him over to the stage to look at the animatronics in full detail. And just before we get to Foxy, spoiler, that's a great shot of the pizzeria there, isn't it? Sort of see it really come together and really looking like its video game counterpart. So there we have Foxy. Lights here. We got Bonnie, which is a close-up. I mean, we've seen Bonnie spotlighted so much for these trailers. Chica getting a lot of love with Mr. Cupcake in this trailer. Obviously, my favorite animatronic, if anybody knows. Absolutely killed it. And there's Freddy, who again we've seen in quite a lot of detail, but he gets a nice sort of under close-up there. And Abby is starting to look at them as they look to move into action. Now we get a card from the producer of Megan, which was a hit for Blumhouse last year, so of course they're calling that. And we get some back footage, less of a VHS effect on this. So this looks like actually how it might appear in the movie rather than with the VHS overlay, I think. I think we'll probably get that. Oh wow, we missed that there. I didn't see that first time. So we've got almost like a VHS SFM Freddy glitch jump scare in between there. Josh Hutcherson's waking up in the sort of torture device. We get that shot, but sort of re-edited, that we've seen in the trailers a few times, but we don't see as much as Freddy there. We continue on. Of course, we know the missing children, these ghost kids, is something we've seen in the trailers before, and they reappear here. This almost looks like a, is it a dream sequence, or it's just the way it's shot, and I know there's going to be a million and one theories in terms of what is actually going on here. But the kids scatter, and we actually get to see them throughout the trailer. So of course, Vanessa's explaining what we already know. You know, the kids went missing, attacked by the animatronics in the building, and that's why the place shut down. She seems to know a lot and knows even more towards the end of the trailer, which we will get into. But her role is starting to become more and more questionable as the trailers reveal to us more about this film. So clamps down on this torture device. We get a shot before we thought it might have been Josh Hutcherson. It coming down before the mask of, is it Freddy we're thinking? Some sort of, whoever that animatronics mask is. But it looks like that actually might be the old security guard that we saw in, I think, the teaser trailer, Screaming. That would be my theory. That was a security guard that worked there before. So we see Vanessa again. We know that the police search Freddy's. And that is Max, right? So we see her see one of the ghost children. So we get a really, really awesome shot of Freddy there. Nevertheless, animatronics. And the scene that we saw slightly before actually looks up. It's given the bite of 87, the bite of 83, should I say. I think we've seen from this scene following before that the chair falls out underneath her and she's in trouble. This Halloween, absolutely great shot of Foxy there. Of course, the red eyes, which some were rumoured were gone, are in fact intact. And I mean, it's looking campy, but in the best way possible. We get Bonnie walking into the hallways with, again, a different eye mode. So it sort of confirms that the eyes will change. Freddy's got, Golden Freddy has got a different eye mode. Chica, again, getting a lot of love. How do we feel about the squinting? I mean, that is almost as controversial as the red eyes in a way. And who do we think that is there? Is that Spring Bonnie? It very well could be. I think that's got to be Spring Bonnie, right? Grabbing Vanessa, and she seems to know a lot about the character, as we'll see in a minute. We get another shot before of Abby hiding in the arcade with Foxy on the hunt. We haven't seen this angle of it before, where we can see, Foxy's really on the prowl. Here comes Foxy, absolutely dying down the hallways, FNAF 1 style. Josh Hutcherson, which again, this scene has got me in something I've been banging on about this for like weeks now, but there's something chasing him in those vents, I'm sure of it. Balloon Boy, Mangle, the puppet, whoever it is, there's someone, a small animatronic in there chasing him down. And we know that sort of it's going to be an amalgamation of a few of the games, this first movie, so it would make sense for some other animatronics to appear from those others. How do you stop them? You don't. Vanessa looking concerned, and she's going to reveal some important information. And we get to see, which looks like the animatronics sort of busting out, maybe because they haven't been in use. This looks like a continuation of the scene where sort of show was playing for Abby. And this could be sort of the end of the animatronics as we know them. Is that Josh Hutcherson? It looks like him. Is it slightly too small for him, maybe? I would assume that probably is. It's too late, he's coming, says Vanessa. Now, this is the interesting part. Before we get to the theories and speculation about it, let's just move forward. And we get this shot that we saw in the previous trailer, and we were like, what the hell is he looking at? Is he looking at Fredbear? But the truth is, he's looking at Spring. And that is some creepy shit, if I do say so myself. And before we cut, we get another shot of Spring Bonnie, and it looks absolutely terrifying. Let's just go back and highlight that shot one more time, because that is just incredible. Looking menacing, hunched over, proper horror villain type of stuff. And I think I'd have the same reaction if I saw that, to be honest with you, because that is absolutely terrifying. Now, why do we think Vanessa says to it said it's too late, he's coming? So she seems to indicate she knows something about William Afton, or if not William Afton, at least Spring Bonnie, and his role in this movie. Now, and she seems to have a lot of lore and understanding about the pizzeria, the animatronics. Now, perhaps she's a double agent and she knows more than she's letting on, and she maybe is a villain role. But it also could be very likely that, Vanessa knows about Spring Bonnie because she saw him take her brother. She might have had a sibling or someone else in her life that was actually taken by the Spring Bonnie animatronic, and that's when she's saying it's too late, he's coming, because she knows, this is the animatronic that you don't fuck with because you're going to get in serious trouble. And perhaps she doesn't know that it's William per se, but she has an understanding of how dangerous this animatronic is. And I think really what's going to happen is when Springtrap, keep calling it Springtrap, I'm going to get memed into oblivion again. when Spring Bonnie enters, probably in the final third of the movie, shit's going to get real. It's going to hit the fan. What I also find interesting about this Spring Bonnie scene in particular as well, and I think this is going to be the moment that sort of the trailer is built around, because it's, you know, a lot of reused footage, but this moment in particular is going to be the selling point for this trailer, is that we get to really see, you know, the eye color here, and, you know, he doesn't have the red eyes that the other animatronics have. He has those white sort of phantom eyes. In a way, I do wish, you know, all the other animatronics did have that, because it does make them look more haunting. But I guess it kind of also has the appeal of when this character, Spring Bonnie, William Afton, is in the movie and on screen, you know, shit's about to hit the fan, things are about to kick off, you know, it's going to start getting really sort of interesting from this point. You know, in a way, the more we see of this character, you know, it's getting me really, really hyped. And, you know, I think that the fact that we have seen so much of Spring Bonnie in the trailers now does give a good indication of to where this movie is going to end, likely an end credit sequence or before the credit sequence, but an ending nonetheless that will sort of spawn the birth of Springtrap, who I keep mentioning accidentally as Spring Bonnie. But nevertheless, I'm very interested to see how the community reacts to this trailer, because I think with the Mr. Cupcake scene, it will appeal to a lot of people, but it has a slight campiness, which I'm on board with, that I think some people in this community did not want from this film when they were pushing for the hard R rating. And it looks like we're going for Krampus, we're going for Gremlins, we're even going for a slight bit of a scary movie. And I think for those outside of the Five Nights community, and it's going to be very hard for the die-hard fans to understand this, but the idea of an animatronic Killer Bear movie, if you've never heard of Five Nights with Freddy before, but if you just hear the concept of an animatronic Killer Bear movie, you're like, that sounds kind of dumb. So they have to play into the joke. They have to, you know, be self-aware and have a little bit of fun with the concept. And it looks like they are. And I think that's probably what is best, so this doesn't get absolutely mauled and destroyed by the general public. And I know maybe a lot of hardcore fans don't care about that. They don't care what other people think. They want a film made for them. But in order for this to do well and have sequels that I'm sure the biggest Five Nights at Freddy's fans want, you have to get other people on board. It can't just be the Five Nights at Freddy community supporting this, although, you know, it's probably big enough that they could, you know, at least buy a few tickets and give the movie some success. But if you can get both sides on board, and the Five Nights at Freddy community, and especially the people that were really pushing for the hardcore rating, you know, the people that were kids when the franchise started, and they've grown up with it and want to see the franchise grow up with them and represent where they are in their life now. You just got to be aware that what we're doing here, it's not, don't think it's going to be the hardcore gore fest. And I'm okay with that. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm smiling a lot. I'm laughing with the film, and that's what I think is important. We want to laugh with the film when things are funny. You know, like Mr. Cupcake attacking someone. You know, that just a concept. If you did that seriously, it just wouldn't work. You have to laugh in it, and the way they shot, they look like they're in on the joke, and they kind of know, okay, this is a funny concept. But we can get serious, and when you look at something like Spring Bonnie, you know we're going to get serious too. So it's, you know, we can have a few different tones. It's just about knowing what to expect when we're heading into this film. But for now, I think that is going to wrap up our official breakdown of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie trailer. What did you think of official trailer 2? Do you think we're going to get a final trailer? How about that Spring Bonnie shot towards the end? I want to hear any and all thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're new here, did you know that we make a heck of a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's content? If you are seriously looking for anything to do with the FNAF movie, you haven't come to a better place, just check around the Slurp channel. You're going to find loads and loads of content. And if you want us to discuss this in any further, maybe we'll do a little open discussion, get a few crew members on, just talk about the movie in general. We might even follow that up with another episode tomorrow. But until then, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Five Nights at Freddy's enthusiast. If this is your first time on the Slurp YouTube channel, brace yourself. You've just reached the ultimate destination for Five Nights content. Indulge in the most captivating Five Nights movie content you'll find anywhere on YouTube. Dive into our behind-the-scenes series, where we unveil the juiciest news and leaks. Join us in our thrilling countdowns, where we unravel the secrets, speculate on the plot twist, and peek into the impending revelations of the movie. And if that's not enough, our How to Make series even predicted the movie's twist and turns before they hit the screens. Check out the description below this video for a treasure trove of other mind-blowing Five Nights content. Or stick around till the very end for clickable links. Before we sign off, a massive shout out to the incredible animators who brought this video to life: Foxy Factions, Cairo Demon, and Baby Herc. See you next time, Slurp Heads.
Tell me, do you believe in those monsters?